Welcome to episode 342 of Apartment Hacker. This is Mike Burnett, Apartment Hacker. It's my mission to tease out human potential in the multifamily space. So we're recording our podcast at the same time we're doing this vid pod or vlog or whatever you want to call it. So anyway, bear with me because I'm recording this. I'm going to be posting on a podcast platform. Is episode 342, but really episode 2 of a podcast. But anyway, that's another subject. And something we're putting in place in case people don't like the video version of this, you can pick it up on an audio version. So anyway, in the middle of Scaling Up Excellence, the book, talking about mindset. It's the first of 7 mantras that you can use as a platform to scale up a business or scale up excellence in your business. And today we're going to tell a story about Zuck and see if we can get a quick takeaway from that. Zuck meaning Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook. And one of the things that really grew Facebook in the beginning was Mark being relentless about his conviction to connect the world, right? He was on a mission and still is on a mission to this day. And 3 things that I think that we can take away, and then we'll end with a cautionary tale, but 3 things that we can take away from Facebook that we can use to scale up our business, and we can make some correlation to the multifamily space, hopefully. One thing that they do at Facebook, to get hired at Facebook, you go through a boot camp, if you will. So even to get hired at Facebook, you have to go through a very grueling interview process that is predicated on 2 things. One is to understand your skills, but the more important thing is to understand how you will fit into the culture. At Radco Residential, Patrick Fulcher, our director of business services, he has a saying that I think is incredibly applicable as it relates to this, and that is, you don't just let anyone into the club, right? And that's not to say that you're sort of snobby or snooty. It's just to suggest that if you're not a fit for the culture, if the culture is not a fit for you, then you will likely not be productive. You'll likely not be happy in the organization. Neither will the people bringing into the organization be happy. So you have to make sure that people are good fits for the culture. That is one takeaway for you today. Make sure through your interview process that you're not just going for skills, and you're going for a person that has a good fit for your culture. So next thing, those people are not placed in the position or the role that they are going to play in the organization for 6 solid weeks. For 6 solid weeks, they dance around the organization in different roles and capacities, shadowing people and learning what people do on a day-to-day basis and learning what all the disciplines are within Facebook. And so I think the multifamily industry and some of the companies out there in the space have actually tried to do this in the past. Some of them with good success, some of them with not so much success. But to the extent that and it's predicated on the idea that we need to fill a position really quickly. But if we do that, then we potentially have this misfit for the culture, and potentially we've got a misfit of skills too. So to the extent that you can create a space, be it 2 weeks, 4 weeks, or 6 weeks, where a particular individual can dance around the organization and learn the thing from, at least have an overarching view of your organization at every level, then you plug them into the position that they are ultimately going to rest in until they move on or move up. Next thing that is part of Facebook's culture is this idea of break things, move fast and break things. And I think that in the multifamily space, we always, or people work in organizations where if you make a mistake, that is a bad thing. Well, just another page out of Radco Residential's book, not to promote our company too much in this, but it's okay to break things. It's okay to make mistakes. It's what you do with those mistakes that is important. How you recover from those mistakes and how you definitely try not to repeat those mistakes in the future. And so Facebook, move fast, break things, drop my highlighter, hopefully it's not broken, but move fast, break things in the multifamily space. Make sure that your culture, when you're scaling up excellence, has a component of it's okay to make a mistake. It's what we do with that mistake that really matters most. Hack a month is something at Facebook that is part of their culture and part of what is, I believe, a really cool concept if you could make it work in the multifamily space. And that is that you have these mentorship programs where you pull mainline supervisors, mainline managers out of their day-to-day routine with their team, gives their team an opportunity to function without that leader, and then it also gives that leader, that manager, a chance to mentor somebody in the organization, whether it's mentoring a leasing consultant up to be an assistant manager, whether it's mentoring an assistant manager up to be a property manager up to being a regional manager, but you spend a solid 30 days with an individual or a group of individuals mentoring them in your space so that they can have an opportunity to grow and maybe step into a leadership role in the future. It gives that manager, that leader, an opportunity to lead more intimately and more effectively and grow themselves as individuals. Cautionary tale. Starbucks, a number of years ago, let's say it was 2004, 2005, I can't remember the exact time, but at that time, Starbucks really started to decline in their quality, and when you would walk into the store, it was just cluttered with all kinds of nonsense. It was right when Howard Schultz had elected to walk away from the business and plug in a new CEO, and the stores became more a platform for gaudy merchandise. I think Beanie Babies made its way into their retail stores, and they lost their way. The caffeine came out of the coffee, let's say. When you are not convicted about your culture and your mindset, you allow these things to enter into your space, and they get you focused on things that are not germane to your business. So you have to be very, very careful that you are relentlessly filtering your culture on a near daily basis. To me, culture and mindset is like a high maintenance relationship, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way, but if you are not constantly tweaking and mining and making sure that you are headed down the right path, you will get off course very quickly. So I know this video was really long. I hope you watched to the end. If not, the podcast version is out there if that's easier for you. But I thought mindset, the lessons from Facebook, were very applicable to the multifamily space, and we could make them work in our space. So take care. We will talk to you again soon.